In this section, I'm going to help you to understand your own experience of anger. You're also going to start to identify the triggers for your anger and label the trigger, not to judge it, as when you start to judge a situation, your anger generally intensifies. For example, if you're out ordering lunch and you're short for time and there's someone in front of you, if you judge the situation and think, do they not know that I'm in a hurry? How long is it going to take them? Can they not just get their order quickly? I'm going to be late. What an idiot. Your anger is going to intensify. Whereas if you just label the situation, that just means to describe it. That could be, I'm standing, there's one person in front of me, then I'll get served. And don't judge the situation, your anger won't intensify. I'll be reminding you all throughout this course that anger is an emotion made up of a subjective experience. That's how you interpret what's going on. A physiological response, that's the feelings that you get in your body, and a behavioral response. These are all the things that you do when you're feeling angry. And starting to identify your own triggers and teaching yourself to label the situation and describe it as opposed to judging it is one of the first steps in taking control of this emotion. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. I've got a few worksheets and things that you can be filling in. The first thing that I would like you to do is to take a note of all the things that can make you feel angry. This could be standing in a queue, surprising the amount of people that can't stand in a queue without feeling angry. Driving, not getting your own way, someone correcting what you're doing, being ignored, someone talking over the top of you. I've included a sheet with this lecture where you can list all the things that make you angry. It doesn't actually matter whether you use the sheet provided, scribble notes on a piece of paper, or take notes in your phone, as long as you start to become aware and record all the things that can make you angry. As throughout the course, you'll be acquiring many different skills to help you manage and reduce your own experience of anger. And at the beginning, you'll find it's really useful for you to know which things trigger your anger and which things are really high anger promoting situations for you. Now, once you've made your list of all the things that can make you angry, I want you to choose one that makes you a little bit angry. Nothing that's going to actually provoke rage, but something that makes you angry that you can practice just observing the situation, labeling it and describing it without judging it. And I'm going to show you how to do that now. Now, to begin with, I want you just to imagine the situation that makes you feel angry. So you could just be sitting at home, and for you, the situation might be standing in a queue. I want you to get a good image of this situation in your head and then bring your attention to your body. Pay attention to any sensation that you have. Do like a quick scan from your head right down through your shoulders, your arms, your thighs, your knees, your calf muscles. Scan everything and notice where there's any different sensations. And then take some time. You can do it after you watch this video. This is just an explanation. But then really pay attention to the sensations and try not to judge them. You might notice there's tension and tightness in your lower arms and your hands, but try not to make the judgment and go into the thought processes of, oh, I want to make a fist and punch someone. It's almost like you want to describe what is happening to me. So you could say, I feel tension in my hands, I feel tension in my wrists. And just observe and describe any thought processes that may come up in your imagination. When you're imagining yourself standing in a queue, it's very easy to get caught up in thought processes. You might be thinking, oh, the idiots, muppets, tossers, have they nothing else to do? If you find that you're going into your thought processes, go back to just observing and describing what's happening. There's people, 5, 6 people in front of me. I'm just standing behind them. It might sound very simplistic at this stage, but just try it. Just observe and describe the scene. Notice if there's anything that you want to do. You might find in your imagination you want to just push your way through the queue to get to the front. If that happens, just notice it. Don't judge yourself for having the thought, just be aware of it. Keep doing this for 10 minutes or so, just noticing the sensations, thoughts, urges without applying any judgment to them. And keep doing this until you no longer feel angry when you imagine the situation in your head. When you're practicing exercises like this, what you're actually doing is teaching yourself almost to take a back seat where you can monitor your own experience of anger as opposed to getting caught up in it. And you'll know from past experience when you're caught up in it, your anger just intensifies. So practice standing back, find out what your triggers are first. Imagine a situation in your head and just observe and describe what is actually happening for you until you no longer feel angry when you're imagining the situation.